Greetings, Patrick here. 8 questions with. Glad you guys are here on a very delightful and warm southeastern Michigan's fall day. It has been getting a little bit nippier, just a tiny bit. The cheetah came and hung out on the bed for oh boy. Let me get this fixed here. So this is the problem with doing this horizontally. It's like whenever there's a mistake, it takes me out of the room. So I don't think I'll be doing this too much longer as far as having the layout here. It's just too much problem. Hi, Danny. How are you? Glad you are here. Um, yeah, this gonna be our second. It's gonna be our second visit with Doug and Ava, and so glad they're coming back. Lots has happened since then. A lot of positive, good stuff has happened. Doug and Ava are so much fun, and they've also overcome a lot. Even since the last time we talked to them, medical issues has popped up. And and overcoming that. But you know what? They're so strong together, and they have so much fun together. Um, it really is an inspiration to watch them. Either watch Ava on her morning show on Monday and Wednesdays with coffee and friends, or some of the live music they do. They play a variety of tunes, bluegrass, country, Americana, folk, Celtic. There's a lot of influences in their playing and love of music. And of course, we got to talk about the captain. The captain's still very stalwart. He still he still is not talking on camera, but you know what? It works. It works. It works for him. Of course, their dog and their cats also very entertaining. So basically, the Potterfields are just they're sort of like the Brady Bunch without the kids and Alice. What I'm saying. There's that a lot of joy and a lot of comfort in their home. Um, so yeah, I'm glad they're coming back. We're going to be doing a lot of music today. I know that Ava's got if I'm not mistaken, I think she got a new violin. I'm not sure she's named it yet, which is one of the reasons why I actually thought about this. Like, I should get them to come to the show because I don't think she's named it yet, and so maybe we can get her to name it because just about every single musician I know has named their instrument. It's just like people naming their cars. So I think if she hasn't named it, which I think she probably has. But if she hasn't, maybe we could do that. Maybe we can get her maybe we can help her with some suggestions on what to name her new instrument. She also has been playing a banjo as of late. Uh, Really good too, by the way. I don't know if that's her first instrument or not. I don't think it is. I don't think that's the first thing she learned how to play, but she does play it. She just plays it very well. All right. So, of course, Doug and Ava will be here in about 10 minutes or so. Uh, I don't know what happened to me, though. Today, I just ran out of gas. I got home from the library, and all of a sudden, there was no gas left in the tank. Absolutely no gas. I was like, what the? So I did have to lay down for a little bit. I feel okay. I feel okay. I don't feel bad, but I just all of a sudden I just didn't have any energy. Um, uh, I was going to the store. I was going to go to the store after I got out of the library. I stopped by the post office. I had to mail out a package to a buddy, uh, um, and then I was going to go onto the store. But as I came out, I saw like there was 5 fire engines and a cop car come screaming past me, and I got in my car and I started heading toward that area, which is only like a half mile up the road, and all the fire trucks were in the middle of the road, right where I was going to head to. It looked like there had been a pretty nasty accident. So yeah, I said, well, you know what? I'm going to avoid that, and so I just came back home. I could still hear sirens coming in afterwards, but I have a feeling that was just ambulances. I hopefully nobody got hurt. Seriously, but somebody did get banged up. If you have that kind of response from the fire department, somebody probably did get banged up. Um, it's a really heavy traffic area, and a lot of people come blazing out of. We have 2 grocery stores across the way from each other with a bunch of other little stores in there, and then coming out, it's a real headache. I've almost been clipped at least a half a dozen times there just the past year alone. People come blazing out of there and they're not totally watching, or the car's in the blind spot, and they don't see it, and it's been a near thing. So I'm not sure what they could do for that other than, they, I don't know. People just got to be more careful, I guess. All right, so this is one of 3 shows this week. That's it. That we're only doing 3 this week. So I will tell you what we're doing. So today we have Doug and Ava, and then tomorrow we're scheduled to have film director Bryn Pryor will be here with us. Bryn is a terrific director. He is hi Ava, hi Pumpkin, hi Monkey, hi Buddy, hi Doug, hey Stephen. We have a musical guest tonight. Um, we are it is Ava and Doug Potterfield tonight. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if the captain will. People are probably wondering, why do you call Doug the captain? Well, because I'm old. Okay, I'm old, and the captain. There was a show back in the '70s. I might explain this the first interview, but I'll explain it here. So there was a singing duo in the '70s called the Captain and Tennille. And they sang a lot of pop songs. They were really cute, and they had a variety show on ABC. Um, Tony Tennille was the lead singer, and Daryl Dragon was her husband, Captain and Tennille. His thing was he was a songwriter, and he played the piano or whatever. He accompanied Tony, but he never spoke. That was his thing. He never spoke. He would be on camera, but he wouldn't talk. It was all Tony Tennille. And believe me, just like Ava, she had no problem handling that. Super cute, great voice. The show was very popular. They were very popular. They had a lot of big hits in the '70s. But the captain was known for not speaking in public. He just wouldn't do it. And so I know that Doug feels the same way. He doesn't really speak in public. Oh, we hear him off to the side. We can hear him when him and Ava are talking, but he won't come out here in front and talk like we're doing here. And that's all right. I know actually he's not the only person I know that is sort of not really in a hurry to speak. I can tell you right now, I wasn't in a hurry to speak. I was telling that to somebody today that um, when I first got on YouTube, I was happy just to show off the movies. I was showing off my movies like other people did, was just putting the movies on the pillow or on the blanket or on the sheet. I wasn't like in a hurry to show my face. Um, But eventually I just did it and I got used to it. And then once I started doing the interview series, it became pretty easy. Of course, I do the hum and haw a lot, and I go back and I listen to the shows. And holy cow, if I had a nickel for every time I said or ah or I would, I probably would own Google by now. Um, there you go. It's another nickel. Ching. So, hi Sue, how are you? Yes, he is one of those quiet ones. Yes. Um, but it's a lot of fun, and it's it's how he feels. And the same thing, Daryl Dragon. I mean, a lot of people thought that was a gimmick. It wasn't. He just did not really. He didn't really feel like he wanted to share anything. He just was not one of those people who talked. He knew his wife was the the one people wanted to see and they talked to because she was really vivacious, and so why not? So yep. Hi Andre, how are you? New Zealand in the house. All right, all right. Uh, feel free to share us out if you will. Uh, so Brent Pryor will be our guest tomorrow. Well, he's scheduled to be our guest. I hope that he makes it tomorrow. I'm really hoping that he does, because I really want you guys to meet Brent Pryor because he has a terrific history. I can't wait to share it with you. I know a lot of people when we talk tomorrow. A lot of people's fur is going to be raised up when we start talking, once they find out about Bryn. But I want you guys to remember one thing first and foremost. If this interview goes off like I'm hoping it does, me and Bryn, we met through the love of cats. Cat lover. He's a cat lover. He's rescued cats ever since I've known him of him. And that's how we met. We met also through a mutual friend of ours who also helped Bryn rescue cats. And then we just been talking ever since throughout the years. Not heavy, but he's a fascinating guy. He's a really talented filmmaker, and I mean a lot of people might laugh at that, but don't, because he's sensational. Um, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. I think he's worked for Roger Corman. He put out 4 films for Roger Corman, so he knows his way around a set. Believe me, you. And he's been inducted into probably 3 or 4 different Hall of Fames. So there you go. On the 14th, we get to talk to Joe Leone. Will be back with us. Joe Leone is a filmmaker, and he will be back with us, and he will talk about his new movie called Breakup Mountain. Um, I believe we're gonna have the whole cast on. I know that for sure we're having 3, but I think Joe said he was trying to get the 4th one as well. Either way, we'll be happy to get whoever Joe can bring with us, and we will be talking about Breakup Mountain, and that will be on Thursday the 14th. Now next week we'll go back a little bit heavy. We're going to go back with 4 shows next week. We have next Tuesday on the 19th, we are going to be welcoming in Shane Barella of the business. He runs a small chain of stores in Arizona, coffee houses, tea houses called Scented Leaf Tea House, where he serves up the finest teas and coffees in Tucson, Arizona. And he's got 3 or 4 different stores, and he's looking to expand. So we'll be talking with him about that adventure. And I can't wait to talk to him. I got so many questions for him. Super cool, a really cool guy. Excited to talk to him, and he will be with us on the 19th, next Tuesday. Um, on the 20th, a week from tomorrow, we'll be here. We have 2 shows. We have our friend Matt from Pugwall 316. He's a YouTube creator. He's a film channel, and he'll be here at 2 p.m. our time, 7 p.m. his time. All right, the doorbell has rung. That means it's time for our guests. So please, please share us out and welcome in, and let's go welcome in Doug and Ava. Ta-da!
I muted myself. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Doug will be right here.
Oh.
Hey,
that,
Doug.
that's right. That's right. We were just talking about that. And I'm not sure if I think I mentioned the story last time, but of course I had to do it again this time too. Everybody talks about, you and Doug and how Doug never speaks on camera, and that's why I call him the captain. But I'm like I said, I'm old. I remember the show. I think
I remember.
you remember that. I thought you and him might be too young for that one.
I watched it.
Did you really? The Captain and Camille show?
Yeah, he watched it.
Oh wow. Okay, so there you go. And it wasn't a gimmick. He just didn't. He just felt like, hey, I'm I'm happy letting Tony carry the show, and everybody wants to see her, and so that's what he did. He just sat back there and wrote. He just sat back. He sat back there and wrote all their hits and played with her. Piano. I think keyboards were mostly their thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Doug plays guitar.
Yep.
Do you know how to play the piano? Does Doug know how to play the piano? Is he a keyboardist as well?
No, but he does play the fiddle and the mandolin and the tenor banjo.
Okay. No piano though.
No.
Not yet. It could happen.
I keep threatening that I'm going to teach him how to do some chording on the piano so he can get on my synthesizer and be on it and accompany me on my Native American flute.
I don't know. Honestly, I think if the first time he plays your synthesizer, I think he would have a reaction to that. Real musicians tend to have a really, do you like playing your synthesizer yourself, Ava?
What I have is it's a full-size electric piano that has different voicings.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
You love it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you don't play. But you don't. Do you play that out live?
It has its place, and no, I don't play it out. I just play it here.
Yeah, I don't know why. Every time I think of synthesizers, I immediately think 80s.
No. They're different now. If you want them to be, they can be.
Yeah, I don't know if I think the only big popular act I know right now that's heavy on keyboards is that the band from Sweden, I think it is, Ghost. They're heavy into keyboards as well. But then again, a lot of goth bands are.
Yeah.
They're into the synthesizer and the keyboard. Really interesting band too, by the way. I like it. It's very cool band, a very cool gimmick. Hi, Katie. How are you? Everybody's coming on in. Thank you for coming in. So how was your day today?
It's all right. I'm tired. I've been tired.
Yeah, me too.
We were out late Sunday night filming, and we actually did a little bit of paranormal investigating, and we're out till 3 a.m. For us. That's like being out all night and not having any sleep at all.
I think Buddy's chipping in on the action too.
Yeah, Buddy, your hand in here.
Oh, now how old is Buddy now?
We don't know. He's old.
He's a talker. I think he's, honestly, the way he's been coming in lately during your morning show, I think Buddy's part cat.
There he is. So he's really, really old, and he's blind.
Yeah.
And he knows what he wants.
That's all right.
If he doesn't get it, you hear about it.
Yeah. I think a lot of animals, they get really insecure. Once they lose their vision, they get insecure because they want to be held. They want to be reassured.
You've seen me playing with him in my chair behind me, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I brought my old desk chair back in here, and this week he's been practicing sitting in his own chair.
Okay. It's all
And
right though.
he was in his own chair just now, so you can hear how that goes.
Okay. Well, he wants to chip in on the action. This duet suddenly became a trio.
Here, fix his blanket and see if that'll. Excuse us, we have to fix his blanket.
Yeah.
See if that'll.
What kind of dog is Buddy? He looks like a little he's a little big, but he sort of looks a little bit Chihuahua.
He's a full-size Chihuahua. You don't see full-size Chihuahuas much anymore because everybody kind of tended to go toward the teacups and the smaller ones, the toys.
Okay.
He's a full-size.
Okay.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, he's very cute. I mean, he's very friendly too.
Yeah. You remember how we got him?
I think you rescued him.
Yeah. He was in the road trying to get in people's cars, chase down their cars. We are pretty sure he got dumped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's something wrong with that dog. And so I got out to see what was wrong. And as soon as we got up to him, it was obvious he was blind because he was running into things. And he was all cut up on his head and his nose. He had a bloody lip from running into stuff, So
yeah, I've heard sometimes like there's a rescue group in New York called Flatbush Cats that I absolutely adore, and once in a while they'll show a cat that has been abandoned or and are in really bad shape, and they always say, well, maybe the owner didn't know, we can't jump all over the owner, because we don't know their circumstances. And you know what? I like those guys a lot. I do. I champion them, but that's just horse crap to me. It's like, if someone abandons their animal like that, I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I don't know their circumstances, so I'm not going to criticize them. It's like, no, I am, because you know what? They wouldn't have did that. Would they done that with their kid?
I called animal control and left my information with them, and I called the shelter and left my information with them. We have another dog that's partially blind, so I already take care of him, so it was no more trouble to have Buddy here. And that's what I told him. I said, he'll be so scared if I bring him in there, we'll just keep him here. But they had our information. If anybody called for him, we'd have took him in. But nope, after 7 days he was ours.
Now, how long has Buddy been with the family?
Oh my, almost May, I think. No, I don't know. I'd have to look. It's been longer than I think it has. I know that because I looked the other day, but I can't remember. My short-term memory is like now.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Technical term.
Now, I think the last time we talked to you, I don't think you've had your accident then. And I think I think that came after you and I last time we talked, but you had a nasty fall in your home.
Yeah, and I got a concussion. I fell. I slipped in the dark and fell and hit my head on the edge of the fireplace. My shoulder hit first and then my head, and it affected my vision and my short-term memory. And I've always been a super multitasker, and I couldn't do that anymore. I took all my concentration to do one thing. And so and I've always been a crafter. I like to crochet. I used to have a crafting hour, but I still can't focus like that without getting a migraine still. And my vision's not all the way back, but it's hopefully going to finish there.
Did they diagnose you with a closed head injury then?
It concussion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I had stitches here. It's a pretty good scar.
I remember the day out the week that happened, and you popped up there, and you look like you just got done playing football with the Packers. Yeah, you were mugged up. I was like, what happened? And how did that happen? Did you not have a carpet on the floor? And did you just slip on the hardwood floor? Or
you want honesty here? You want honest?
Oh yes.
It ain't pretty.
Don't blame the cats.
No, I'm not going to blame the cat. but it is an animal.
See,
Our,
okay.
our dog woke me up in the middle of the night barking.
Uh-huh.
And so I got up to take him out. And normally I put my shoes on and I have a night light that's on all night.
Okay.
And so when I do get up, I can see where I'm going. Well, I had turned the night light off that night for some reason. I don't know why. And when I got up, I came in here barefoot instead of putting my shoes on. And he had already pottied in the floor. He'd already peed in the floor. And when I stepped in that, not knowing it was there,
Left.
down I went.
Wow.
It was like skating.
Wow.
And then, I fell in it. So here I am, my head, blood gushing everywhere. And thank goodness it happened when it did, because Doug was home, because he has to be at work at 4 a.m. And this was like 3 a.m. And he took me to the emergency room. But I'm like, I sat there till I got the blood stopped. And then I got up and changed my clothes, because I'm like, I'm not wearing urine-soaked clothes to the emergency room. I'm not going to. Now, my hair, it was soaked, but I did put on clean clothes.
Oh, and you got some. How many stitches did you get at that? How many stitches?
I only had 3 stitches, but they were pretty far between them. It's like they did the end, and the middle. It held up pretty quick there, but all the damage was inside.
Right. Yeah. I've had 2 concussions in my life. One when I was 14, I hit my head on a steel pole playing football. It was a very narrow field. And the other one was when I was doing live music. I was at a show with a band called the Vandals, and I got hit head to head with a guy in a mosh pit. And yeah. Concussions are not our friends.
And I've never had one before, and I know they vary in severity. Everybody's experience is not the same as mine. Some are worse and some are not as bad. But until I had a concussion and have gone through the past year, it's been over a year, and I'm still recovering. I had no idea. If someone said, I had a concussion, I would have no idea exactly what that meant. Just none.
Now you're still able to play, though it did take you a little while to get back. Did the doctors give you? I mean, they're probably pretty ecstatic that you were a musician, because that's really good. Keep practicing what you're doing, right? So that will help you. Did they give you any other exercises to do to help you?
Not exercises. I'm just resting as much as possible, which I'm not the kind of person that rests much. I prefer to be doing something. So that was really, really hard on me. And of course, then I had some depression going on too, because of that.
Natural.
Yeah. And couldn't crochet anymore. And that was a big thing. And because, I was in the process of making those granny square pants that I was going to wear this fall.
How far along did you get? How far along did you get?
Well, I think I may have enough granny squares. I just need to sew them together, but I can't focus. I get a migraine really within 10 minutes. I have a migraine from focusing on that little stitches and stuff. So I haven't been able to do it. But music wise, for about a year, 9 months, maybe, all I played was the mandolin, because I boogered up my shoulder, so I couldn't hold the violin up, right? Where's my arm? You can't see my arm, because I hold my violin like this. Okay. I couldn't hold it up, so I played the mandolin for our music continued on our channel, but I just played the mandolin.
And sort of grabbed onto that. You sort of grabbed onto that mandolin. I remember this. It's sort of almost like a lifeline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's sort of like,
music is
now. I don't know if he'll speak to this or not. But as far as Doug goes, but he took over being your caregiver. He had to do a lot of things for you. Because I know there's certain things you can't do, like when you have a concussion, you can't lift a lot of heavy things. You got to keep that really light. You can't go over your head very often. I don't think, in fact, I don't think you're allowed to go over your head. If I'm not mistaken, for a concussion protocol. I know definitely you can't lift anything heavy. So, what kind of adjustment did you have to make? Because not only around the house, but you also are performing. You're also professional musicians. You play at different venues and whatnot. So how did that affect Doug and Ava, the professional musicians?
Um, we didn't play out professionally for probably 5 months. Now
Wow.
that was hard on me.
Yeah.
That was hard. But
Hard on Doug too. I mean, hard on Doug. Believe me, I'm sure. If you allow me to do this, Doug. Um, but speaking as a person who had to watch their spouse struggle, you feel like you want to do you want to do as much as you can for your spouse. I mean, they're critically hurt, they're critically ill. You try to come in and you try to do as much as you're able to, without doing too much, because then sometimes the person doesn't want that. They don't want to, because I guess when you take over somebody's life like that in their recovery, you sort of, they want to be able to have, they want to be able to have a voice and a choice in in how they recover. I'm sure you guys played a lot of music. I'm sure you played a lot within the house.
we did.
Um, yes, music is a huge binder for you. I mean, it really it's sort of like music's like in your blood. It's part of you.
Big part of
Both.
me.
Part of you both. Now, I think you got some new instruments though. Didn't you get a new violin?
I did.
Yes. Now one of the reasons why I remember this, because it wasn't that long ago, and one of the things I was going to ask you is, did you name it? And if
I
you
have.
haven't, you did name it. Okay, I was waiting for that because I asked you that. Everybody thought I was weird in the chat that day because I'm going like, "What'd you name your violin?" And everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yes, musicians name their instruments.
I named it Hope.
That's a great name. That's a great name. I think doesn't isn't that what Doug names his coffee cup there?
I don't know.
Hope it's always full.
Yeah.
Hey, the captain has spoken. There, thank you very much. Um, yeah, yeah, coffee's everything, right?
I,
Um,
I got a Coke.
oh, you have a Coke, okay. Um, now I'm gonna have you guys play your intro that you play every Friday on Doug and Ava's. You guys play live every Friday. You play live on 3 different channels, right?
Right now it's on Ava Potterfield and Friends and Doug and Ava's Place
Okay.
that our music is. And Doug and Ava's Place is going to be where we're just getting ready to start posting some music over there as videos and not just lives. And that's where we plan to put those, is over on Doug and Ava's Place. I'm in the process of getting some things copyrighted. I haven't been playing too many of my originals lately. I ran into an issue, so
Here on YouTube.
I'm
Here
gonna
on
get some
YouTube.
stuff copyrighted, and then I'll be playing it.
Don't tell me someone stole your music off here.
Somebody's trying to claim a part of something, and I don't know if it's getting resolved or not. I don't know. I've not heard their song, so I don't know. But yeah, so our introductory song is just about the only original you hear anymore, other than my flute music that I already have out. I've got that, but yeah, so
Yeah,
gonna do that.
it sort of doesn't surprise me though that because when I have musicians come on, because I'm avoiding, anytime you have someone come on who's a musician and you want them to play live, you immediately tell them right off the bat, it's like, play only originals. Don't play any covers because that's a copyright.
Yeah.
Not only can you get a warning, you can get a strike.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about the warnings. I don't care about that. And of course, it's beyond stupid that YouTube will go ahead and sit there and say you got a copyright claim, and you can't call them up and say, listen, that's the person who wrote the song, that's their music.
Right.
So relax.
Right.
But I can understand being a little bit more cautious about playing original music. Definitely, I could definitely definitely understand that. But you guys still, I guess you play as far as your lives go, other than the original intro. You just play like what, folklore, or
We play old time traditional music and Celtic traditional music, and so it's all open domain. I only have one song over there in all of that has come up in question, and they're calling it a different song than what we play, so we just don't play that one anymore.
do they still play it?
I don't know.
No, no. That's the first time I've heard something like this happen, and it's funny too because we'll be talking to a film label, not a film label, but a record label owner, and we're going to talk to him about how he keeps his band's music, because he's going to promote it on YouTube and Spotify and what have you. We'll have to ask him how he does that and protects them, from copyright.
Yeah. Once I get my copyrights done, then we'll have music on Spotify and things like that. And but I'm gonna have that copyright number. If somebody tries to slap me with something, I can slap them right back with my copyright number. And game is over.
Plus you have so much. The thing that it is too is like you've had so much record of you playing that music. I mean, you could track the time you played your music all the way back to like from years. You can go back and have video proof. Like I was playing this back in 2010 or 2006. Can you show the same? Can you prove that?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, a lot of people can't because they, yeah. So let's play your intro because I noticed something. I noticed something after the intros, and I want to talk to you about that as well.
Okay. This is called the Corn Crib Reel. We used to be called the Corn Crib Pickers. That was our name. The
corn what?
The Corn Crib Pickers.
The Corn Crib Pickers.
So our theme song is the Corn Crib Reel. So we're now Ava Potterfield and Friends. We changed our name to our channel name, but the Corn Crib Reel will always be our theme song. You tuned up? Oh, that one isn't. Okay, ready? A 1, 2, up. Nope, I gotta move this drink because I always hit it with my bow. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's get you in the camera better. There he is. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I love that. That's so much fun. Definitely your calling card. Now, who's doing all the songwriting? I don't know if I actually asked that last time. Who does all the? Now you write the. Now, do you ever write lyrics to any of your songs?
He's written two. He's written two fiddle tunes. I have written like 98 Native American flute pieces. I've written about 20 with lyrics. And while I had my concussion, I spent this whole year and a half writing fiddle tunes.
Is writing is it hard writing for a fiddle? I mean, to me, it seems like grabbing a guitar and sitting down and cranking out a tune would be a little bit easier than a fiddle.
Well,
Is that do you find that to be the case?
it's different for me. First of all, music is all math equations. It's all mathematical. If you understand the musical equations, it's easy to put them together. But I also come from a very musical family. So I've heard music my whole life. My family all plays by ear. And so that's how I was taught. And most of my songs, they just come to me. I don't spend a lot of time trying to think them up or work things out. Even the vocal, the ones with lyrics. I've always been a poet my whole life. And so that kind of goes together pretty smooth. I can't say it's easy, but it isn't hard for me.
Songwriting is that's a craft, definitely.
Some of when we were dating, we would write each other poems. Oh, was I supposed to let people know that you write poetry?
Oh
no! I did not get permission to say that prior.
So the captain is a poet. Oh,
so we did take a couple of our poems and put them to words.
That is awesome.
To music.
He is actually smiling back behind you, by the way. now he's hiding it with coffee, but he had a big smile on his face about that. I think he's sort of melting a little bit here on this interview. We might be able to get him to speak a little bit. In fact, I'm gonna have to put this out there. But Doug, who was your favorite poet growing up? Who did you like to read? Sorry, buddy, the door's cracked open. It's all right. Don't worry. There's only 4 people watching this. You're safe. But who did you like to read when you were younger?
Well, I never did really.
Were you like in this? Did you read Shakespeare when you were younger? It seems like everybody does, but
I don't.
He was just inspired by love.
Yeah, that's all right though. That's all right. I used to read Walt Whitman when I was younger. Of course, like I said, William Shakespeare. I read his works. I read a lot of poets that were local in my area when I was living in San Jose. That's cool though. I like that. I think people would be surprised. Now, did you guys? Now, I already know you guys met over music, but have you ever done it without music? Have you ever done like a poetry reading, either at your house or in public? Have you guys ever done that before?
Anytime I've gone to the poetry barn, I've always done either one of my original songs or some of the poems that I have set to music. Like, you don't really sing them, but you do them to music.
Sure. Yes, I know the style you're talking about. Yes. Now, have you? Because Have you ever read any of Doug's poetry? Has he ever, been okay with having his poetry read publicly? Not yet.
Never
Not,
asked him.
not, not yet. But you know what though? Have you ever taken any of that and made it into a song?
You wrote your grandpa's song.
There's the poetry guy.
Yeah,
It is too.
that's
It is.
cool.
I could just read it by itself, and it would stand alone as a poem.
There's so many. I mean, honestly, I mean, songwriting really, truly is not that far different from poetry. It really
Right.
isn't. And you start thinking about it, you start thinking of some of your favorite singers. Like for me, like Barbara Manning or Dave Alvin, the late Jimmy Buffett. I mean, there's a lot of good songwriters out there. Like the Eagles are another one that would, their songs. I mean, not only do they go well with songs, but you could take the music away and read the lyrics, and they still come across as really strong poetry pieces.
Yeah.
Um, I noticed one thing with you, Ava. I was watching this last week. I was watching your outro, and when you play, I was watching your face. You have the most expressive eyes. You don't miss a lick when you're playing. I mean, it's almost like watching it's almost like, is she a musician or is she a cop or is she both? Because she looks like um, has that always happened for you? Have you always noticed that when you're playing? Because a lot of times a
Looking
musician will
around.
play, huh? I mean,
Looking around, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm always watching the audience. And
Oh,
if anybody's smiling at me, I'm smiling back.
uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I nod at people. It's such a
Yeah,
habit. I don't realize I do it now, but yeah. Now,
yeah,
in the beginning, when you're concentrating on playing, you tend to frown. So I would actually practice in front of the mirror so I could learn not to be frowning.
right. Well,
Well,
a lot of musicians. I mean, now I know that. See, Doug does the same thing. He makes eye contact with the audience. You would think that he would be within himself like this, but I'm not. Except that he doesn't show any. He doesn't show any. He's not showing any emotion, but he's definitely watching the audience. But you, on the other hand, you're looking everywhere, and you're right. You do smile at people. If someone smiles at you, you smile back. I've always wondered. I've always wondered if he played like that, and because I think it's a really cool way to connect with an audience. I knew a bass player, and I might have mentioned this already, but this is for all you new people. Um, there was a bass player for this band called the Paladins, based out of San Diego. That's the name. And the Paladins, they were a tremendous band, a rockabilly band, and roots rock Americana. And their bass player used to stand at the bass and he play it, and he was just focused on somebody with laser intentions. It was just like that's who you connected with, and he was playing that. He's playing his bass, and he's not letting go of the person he's looking at. It was really interesting, and I don't see that very often. Most of the time, musicians always seem to be looking anywhere else but the audience. Now, the lead singer will, if he's low enough. If he's high, then he's just going over. He's looking over. But when did you realize that you were, did you realize that you were doing that when you started playing out?
yeah, I did it on purpose because it's for me, it's a way to interact with an audience. It's a way to think an audience by acknowledging them. And it's just fun to see what's going on. And if someone's dancing, I'm always watching them dance. And sometimes I'm also looking at the other musicians. There's when we're out playing, there's 8 of us, and we kind of sit either in a horseshoe or a complete circle, and usually a horseshoe. So I've got people across from me and on the sides of me as well. And he's always on my left, except for when we're doing lives, because I have to be here to run the computer. So he's any other time he's on my left, not the right.
Okay. Now, are you still playing out with the 8 people?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we also perform on our own. Um,
Right.
I would love to get back to doing. I like to sing like 60s and 70s and 80s music. And
Okay.
that's what we used to do um before, everything shut down. We used to go out and play, and I did that. We did that under the name Dusty Skies. But now, when we get back to that, if they'll have us back, when we get back to that, that also will be Ava Potterfield and Friends. We're just gonna have that name. And
Did you have trouble with the venues when I mean the venue the talent buyers? Did they understand that you got hurt and they say,
well,
hey, when you're ready, we'll come back. We'll put you back on rotation.
no,
And
I mean before the C word, before shutdown.
okay,
That's what put a stop to that. And we just haven't gone back out to do it anymore. But
really,
yeah, I
it's
mean,
been
we've been
over a
playing
year.
our Irish and our Celtic stuff, just not the other.
Yeah, it's been over. Is it because you're nervous about going back out and playing and like that, or
No,
do
I
they
have
play?
to
Do
do it to
they?
read my lyrics. And right now my vision is really messed up. Um it, I don't know how to explain it. I have 5 pair of glasses. They're all different powered of lenses that for a while I was having to go through all 5 pair just to get through a day. As
Right.
the day progressed, I needed now. I've been wearing this pair, the flower glasses. I did not buy these to wear all the time. I bought these to wear once in a while. But this is the lens that has, for the last maybe month and a half, I've been able to get by with 1 pair of glasses most of the time. So that's a huge improvement. And it just happened to be the flower framed ones.
Now, a lot of people may not realize this that you are. Hi, Anna. Glad you're here. Um, a lot of people may not realize that you are a working musicians, but that you're also a teacher as well. Do you teach youngsters music, or is it or anybody who wants to learn?
um I teach usually first grade and up, unless somebody really twists my arm really hard and it's a youngster that really wants to play. They're there because they really want to play, and not somebody's trying to just make them start early. And I don't mean that in a rude way. Music is wonderful, but I've had someone as young as 4 take off like a rocket, and then I've had some that age that was a struggle for me. I don't mean them. I mean for me as the teacher, it was one of the things for me is I need to feel like they've got their money's worth for what they pay for their lesson. And sometimes I really struggle with the younger ones, just trying to find what works. I don't treat all my students the same, meaning I don't have a curriculum. You sign up and here we go, checking the boxes off my list of stuff. I treat each individual through their own merits. So if someone's going to practice and work really hard for me, then we move. We move pretty quickly. Um, Everybody progresses at a different rate, and I try to cater to that. So,
Uh, what is generally the first song that you have? Do you because I think like most teachers, they always go back to like the first thing they teach a student. This is this it's that way that either they want to see how far they progressed, where they're at, or what have you, or how far they have to go. What is the first song that you teach your students?
um, it's usually like Mary Had a Little Lamb,
It's cute.
and then we progress to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You start with some songs that most people are familiar with already, um, and that's important because they can hear if they're getting the notes right or not, and they can adjust accordingly if they need to make adjustments. So yeah, Mary Had a Little Lamb's my go-to, and it doesn't matter if you're a kid or an adult.
That's right. I tell you what, we're gonna go ahead and let you guys crank out a couple of more tunes,
Sure.
and then we'll get back and go at it some more.
All right. Well, we're gonna play a polka, two polkas, Capamore polka and Bill Sullivan's polka, and then you want to waltz?
Yeah,
Okay, and then we'll play Midnight on the Water.
that sounds good to me.
All right, here we go. Shut that down, or that'll distract me. Are you further away than normal? You need to sit in a little, or are you good? Oh, see, just that little bit made a difference. All right. I'm kicking my shoes off. All
I
right.
think well, you have to for a waltz.
All right. Oh, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Hit my violin on the computer. I hope it didn't make a bunch of noise. All right, here's a waltz called Midnight on the Water. Ready? Is that, do you want me to move that closer? That's just where I had it working earlier. His music's way back on the desk instead of up there. All right, 1, 2.
Waltz. Yeah, I take it you love waltzes.
I do. So you saw us conversing. I started it a little slow. So I was
Yeah, but
telling him
aren't waltzes supposed to be slow? I mean,
to speed it up a little. I was playing it slower than he's used to.
oh, okay, okay. Now let me ask you this: is that your guys' favorite type of music to dance to when you're dancing on a dance floor? Are you more comfortable dancing waltzes together?
If he's on a dance floor, it's because I've twisted his arm around behind his back, and I'm applying pressure and pushing him forward. So, I don't know that you have a favorite music to dance to, do you? Not really.
Slow. He says slow. He says slow. You know what? Huh?
Who knew?
Yeah. See, you know what? I hope people understand this. I've gotten him to talk more today than I think. You know, see what people are missing. They're missing it.
I like fast.
You like you like faster dances. Okay. Sort of I guess more like square dancing or what do they call when they do it in rhythm contra dancing, contra line dancing?
We've played for those contra dances before.
Those things are fun.
I mean like Shakira.
Oh, okay. So you like pop music.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's all right.
And some hip hop.
Yes. There is. Let's talk about this twerking that's supposed to be happening. Now, I know what twerking is. I was actually surprised to hear you guys knew what twerking was. I was like, okay, well, it's only been like 2 or 3 years since twerking was a thing. So, but you guys are now picking it up, right? Bringing twerking back.
Well, there was a challenge issued.
And who issued the challenge to who, and how was the challenge answered?
Well, I've answered the challenge by taking twerking lessons via YouTube twerking tutorial videos. There's a technique to it.
There is.
And my back hurts.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to have a really good back. You have to have a really good back for twerking.
Workout. It is actually, if you want to work out your back muscles, twerk.
So what's the challenge that you had to learn how to twerk?
Van Life with Gina is throwing an end of summer party, and she's requested twerking videos to show during her party. So we're gonna. So
you invited everybody from all your regulars.
Then I challenged. There's a channel called Ramblin' Rocketeer.
Okay.
I challenged the two of them to a twerking.
Wow. Okay.
Which was the wrong thing to do because they're very serious about everything and competitive. So I really have been practicing.
I think what you should let them go first. let them go up and just sit there and say, "You got it. You're good. I'll pass it on to you."
I'm pretty sure we'll have to go first.
Oh, did you say we? Is Doug gonna twerk a little bit too?
This face says yes, he is.
I think that face says no, though. You know, I'm trying to remember if I ever saw the captain dance. I got to tell you, I don't think I ever saw the captain dance.
No,
I don't think so. You might be riding solo on the twerking, but I'm sure you got friends that are going to do it. Now you have friends that because your morning show, Ava and Ada Potterfield and Friends, comes on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific. Now since we've last talked, your show has suddenly become very, very popular. It really is. There's a lot of people that roll up there every Monday and Wednesday morning. Have you been surprised by the growth of that?
I have, and I love it. And I always tell them all the time that, we don't take it for granted that you're here. We really, really appreciate Appreciate it very much.
That's the
And
truth.
it's just me being goofy, drinking coffee, and having fun. And we do once a month, we do a show and tell where people can send in pictures if they want to show us. Like we do a lot of gardening and but if you're doing crafts or you're working on a project, or I don't care if it's a car engine or what it is, we have a show and tell. And then we also once a month do a challenge, and this month's challenge is paper plate crafting.
Oh, so you have to make something out of a paper plate.
Yeah.
Now, what was be something? Now, have you ever done anything like that before, or was that part of the challenge?
Not that one.
Wow,
Now,
so that'd be
this
cool.
October will be our 3rd annual pumpkin carving challenge.
Okay,
Can you believe
all right.
that? It's our 3rd year to do pumpkin carving challenge.
That's
Excited.
Cool. I think that we're going to be I think this is going to be the 3rd annual Spooktacular this October over on Hobbs Horror. He does.
Awesome.
Yeah, Hobbs does. He does the Spooktacular. He challenges people to answer questions. And every day there's something going on on his channel or his group of friends. We're all celebrating the Spooktacular. I think he needs to copyright the name. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Now, have you always done pumpkin carving, or has that always been something that you've done?
Had you carved a pumpkin before? He had never carved a pumpkin before. I did when I was a kid, but as an adult, I hadn't. And oh my gosh.
Isn't it something how some things that we take for granted? Like you would think that growing up that you two would have carved pumpkins as kids, and you would have just assumed that you guys did that. But isn't it something sometimes it doesn't go out like that?
And his pumpkin carving is really intricate, and he draws his own sketches. Like the first year he did a tractor. Last year he did a Model A. I'm like, what? Here I am with my little coloring book pattern, but tracing it on my pumpkin, and he's over there doing that stuff.
That's cool, though. Yes, right. You do have a model. Do you have a model? You have a Model A truck, right, Doug?
T.
Model T. Now, you're in the middle of totally restoring that, right? Because I think last time you were here, you had gotten the engine going, and you're starting to think about buffing out the body and replacing the parts on the body of it. How's that going?
It's going good. We're just about done with it.
But that's on the
Model A.
Yes.
What do you have to do? What do you still have to do? I'm impressed. The engine sounds awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like floor mats and stuff like that, but it's pretty much done.
That's a labor of love, isn't it? Now, I know that's not your dream vehicle to restore, but what would be your dream vehicle to restore? Someone gave you the keys to a car and said you could have this to restore. What car would you like to try?
I know what mine would be.
Okay, let's go with both of you. What would you like to restore, Ava?
A 72 Mustang convertible. And when I'm done with it, it would be emerald green with sparkles.
Now, okay, let's be honest. Are you thinking about the Mustang because it's fast as hell, or are you thinking because that'd be a great car to take pictures of the moon with?
I think they're beautiful and sexy.
And how about you, Doug? What car would you like? What would be your dream car to restore?
Be a '69 Charger.
I had a feeling. Yeah. I think that's now I'm not mistaken. Was that the '69 Charger they featured in Bullet with Steve McQueen? Have you ever seen that movie Bullet?
Yeah, I've seen that. It might have been.
That's a badass car.
The General Lee was just '69.
You know, on the best day of Dukes of Hazzard, the General Lee never looked as menacing as that car did in Bullet, though. That Charger and Bullet was just. It was funny watching Steve McQueen drive that Mustang after it, knowing full well that there's no way in God's planet that Mustang would be able to hang more than 10 minutes or even that with that Charger. That Charger was nothing but muscle.
Yeah.
Let's see. Milky Cabrera is here. Milky Cabrera. Milky Cabrera. I like that. Milky. Well, if you're new to the community, welcome in. We're just talking about Halloween. We're talking about the Spooktacular done by our good buddy Hobbs Hoare, and also pumpkin carving with Doug and Ava. And now we're talking about restoring cars. Now,
what was the car brothers?
Huh?
Somebody's asking, what about the cop car from the Blues Brothers? That was it.
I don't know if that. I would have to go back and see what kind of car that was.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't think it was a Charger, was it? I know there's a Charger in the Fast and the Furious, and there's a Charger, and the one I remember more in Fast and the Furious was the one in Bullet. That was the. I don't think they did that in the French Connection or the 7-Ups. I would have to go back there, but I can understand you. That'd be an awesome car to restore. Now, because it's a beautiful tribute to days of yesteryear. If you ever get to Michigan, you need to go to the Henry Ford Museum because they have Model Ts and Model As restored, pristine. They have them in the museum, and they also have them out on display, and they look amazing, and they all work.
Figure out, are my glasses crooked?
Are yours?
Yeah. Did my glasses?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I must have fallen asleep with my glasses on because I'm like, that's what I'm doing while you're talking. I'm like, are my glasses crooked? Sorry, I got distracted by my crooked glasses. They weren't crooked earlier today, but I did fall asleep with them on. Great.
So what do you guys do? How do you guys get ready for the holidays? When does the holiday start for Doug and Ava? Because I'm looking at your back wall there, and I'm seeing all sorts of stickers and buttons and all that good stuff.
That's just our live wall. He painted my polka dots on there. We actually have a live sign up there.
Yeah.
That's a better.
I think everybody looks for that. Everybody looks for that every time you go live. That's the first thing I think people look for is that live sign.
I just added that sign. It was my first Temu order.
Oh yes, yeah. God. Did you fall for Temu?
I fell for it, and that's what I got.
What else? What else did you get from? What else did you get from Temu?
I got some outdoor lights, solar lights.
Okay, did they work?
I don't know. We haven't put them out there yet. I bet they'll work.
Okay.
I've been very happy with my son. What else did we get?
I think that's a show and tell right there. It says make sure your solar lights work.
We got 3 things. Oh yeah, and then I went practical and I got this organizer thing that goes on the wall that holds your mop and your broom and your dustpan.
Okay.
I haven't hung that up yet either. But that sun went right on the wall.
Yes. It's pretty easy to say that your house is full of love, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, it feels safe to be. You feel safe to be there. It's comfortable, and I think it really radiates from that. To us, the people who follow your channel, I think that really radiates. I think what as far as me goes, when I watch you two play or you do your show, and you're very supportive of other people. Both of you are very supportive. That just comes naturally to you, hasn't it?
Thank you. Well, I made a choice one day. I had to make a choice. Am I going to be miserable? Because some things happened in my life. Boom, all of a sudden, unexpected and permanent, that could have thrown me the opposite direction if I had allowed it to. I decided to be positive and try to always see the bright side of every situation, if at all possible to do so. And it was a lot of work because it was not a habit for me. I'll tell you that at that time. But I knew that was the choice I had to make, or I would be so depressed. So depressed. And what happened? It was life changing. I was diagnosed with lupus and fibromyalgia after being sick for a couple of years. It took a while to get that diagnosis. Now, 25 years ago, it was a relatively new idea for a diagnosis. It wasn't like, oh, we know what it is now. Today, we can say autoimmune and everybody's like, oh, yeah, okay. It wasn't like that then. And at that time, my diagnosis was like life expectancy was like a handful of years.
Yeah, lupus or the allergic to the sun, right?
When we first started dating, I went to an old Threshers show and camped for the weekend. I slept in my car so I could hang out with him for the weekend. And I told him I'm allergic to the sun. My skin will crack and bleed. So I have to be careful. Now, you tell somebody my skin will crack and bleed, they're like, oh, well.
They think of, honestly, when you tell somebody like that, they immediately think that you're a redhead because they have
that fair skin. Well, I went, and within 24 hours. Now, if it had to crack, of course, it's going to be on my face that time. Cleared, my bottom lip split, and my face just split. Clear down my chin, and a place over here on my cheek. So, of course, everywhere we went, everybody was looking at me. Of course. But it cracked and bled, didn't it? He's like, I'm like, did you think my skin was really going to crack and bleed? And he's like, no.
No, I think honestly, if he's real honest, and I know that he is, I probably think he's probably thinking in the back of his head, going like, she's a damn vampire.
Yeah, exactly. I've been asked, not by him, but by other people.
Yeah, where they put that crucifix at? What the hell? But no, lupus is a very, very serious disease. And allergic to the sun, allergic to the ultraviolet rays, I believe. And it's not easy to and people get outbursts of that all the time. Yeah, that's the reason why you're up mostly at night, right? You operate mostly at night.
Well, I'm trying to get back to sleeping as much as I can at night because my day schedule is really filling up, and I need to be awake and not sleeping in, if possible. So,
yeah, well, I think doing the Monday doing the Monday Wednesday show, it's a lot of fun. And now you mentioned too that you did show and tell. That was new. I think that was new after. I don't think you were doing that the first time we talked, but you're doing it now for the morning show. Whose suggestion was that to do show and tell? Because you guys have a lot of talent, so you guys are always showing and telling about something.
Well, Van Life Rocks was involved with that suggestion, and Inspired to Wander was involved with that suggestion. And I know there were a couple of other people too, but my memory is not going to pull it up right now. But that's my phone dinging. I'll put it on silent. There. Okay, no more dings. And we did one, and it was fun. I didn't know if people would participate or not, but they did. So we've been doing it ever since.
I wanted to do it too. I thought about it, to do a show and tell, but I just didn't want to hog up the segment, by posting pictures of the cheetah every time. So I'm just like, it
Hey,
ain't
I
very. It's not
I
very.
catch sometimes.
Well, it wouldn't be fair because oh, okay, here he goes. He's showing off the damn cheetah again. Nobody else has a cheetah. So. But I like watching other people's pictures. I think they're really cool. I like seeing what people have to offer. And I love I have to admit I love the car videos. When you guys have your car videos. Now, do you go out there when you shoot your moon? Because I know you sit there, you say do you shoot your moon from your home, or do you ever go out and drive around looking for the best?
Most of the time, it's just right here in my yard.
Oh, it's just
no, we're surrounded on 3 sides by very big hills, and so sometimes the moon can be up, but I can't see it because of the hills and the trees around us.
Okay.
And so sometimes we'll just drive down the road a little bit and pull off. But then you got people like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
And but like the supermoon, we drove out into the country and pulled off the highway just on a little side road that didn't get any traffic hardly, and there wasn't a single car went by us while we were there and took the supermoon pictures. Sometimes we do the moon rise down at the river, so it just depends, but most of the time it's just right here from our yard.
Let's see. Anna is saying it was her.
Dinging my phone. Do I need to look?
I better catch up. I got Target fixated again tonight. So let me go ahead and catch up on the chat. I should be doing what you do with the little slash marks. Let's see. Milky Cabrera. Hi, community. Milky Cabrera. That's very clever. Let's see. Sandra is here. He's saying Doug is talking. Wow. What can I say? You know what? Now, this is the honest to God truth. I'm not saying this now, but I always have had an ability for people just to talk to me, just to talk. I don't have to say much, but people will talk to me. They'll say still, whether or not they're talkers or not, they'll have a conversation. I've always been able to do that. So, but I do appreciate you sharing, Doug. I really do. I know that you don't like talking on camera, and I understand that. So I do appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted. Let's see. Anna is going live on later on tonight. Her lives are a lot of fun. The other night she was trying to rebrand herself, and that was a hoot. Let's see. Let me catch up a couple more here, and then I'm going to let you guys get a couple more songs. Danny D mentions she's addicted to Temu. She ordered 2 earbuds, ordered 2 more, and the 2 more that she got work amazing. She also ordered a couple of Lego kits. Let's see, Anna got a mop broom thing like you mentioned. Let's see. And there he is. The mighty Hobbs Hort is in the house. I knew if I mentioned the spectacular, he would come.
Sorry, we're just conversing over here.
Yep. And Danny is saying, I'm shocked Doug talked. You talked. Yes. Well, what can I say? What can I say? It's a lot of fun. I tell you what, I'll let you guys go ahead and kick out a couple more tunes. If you want to do one tune and then you want to do your closing tune, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And I thank you so much for playing. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And is this going to be? Have you been using Hope all night?
She's up there in her case.
Do you have can you play Hope for one song?
Hope needs some repairs still.
Okay.
We bought her. She didn't have a sound peg. She needs a sound peg and new strings and what else? Bridge.
Oh my God! Where did you find Hope?
At an auction.
Really?
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, how much do they let Hope go for?
Was it 50?
Did they know what they had?
50.
So they really didn't know what they had, did they?
I don't know.
Yeah, 50 seems pretty low for a violin.
We do want to clarify one thing with the Model A and the Model T.
Okay.
Those are out at the farm. So those are actually Dad's cars that he bought for the boys, meaning Doug and his brother and him, to restore together. So that's
awesome.
like a family project.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what a great it's something like that. You guys get drawn together, and you guys can talk and just work while you're talking while you're working. Father and sons. It's
Awesome.
America, right? Yeah. No, not a problem. I'm looking forward to more videos though of both those of the A and C.
They've got it painted and spiffied up. They're taking it to a show this weekend, next weekend.
Videotape that. I want to see. I want to see that. That's going to be a great.
He's going to do a whole unveiling video.
Wow! Congratulations on that.
He's excited.
I'm excited. That's going to be.
I've been working on that a year.
Now, do you have names for them?
Do they have names? No.
Not yet. They will. They will. You put that much sweat, blood, and tears into it, you're gonna name it. All right, so here we go with Doug and Ava. They're gonna bring us a couple more tunes. So kick back and enjoy.
Okay, we're gonna play Red Haired Boy, and then we're gonna flip the music over there for Doug, and we're gonna play Patty on the Railroad. All right, so here's Red Haired Boy. And do both. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice. Very nice. So pretty.
All right. And then you want us to go ahead with the other one?
Sure.
All right. So this is Patty on the Railroad, one of my favorite ones to play. Okay, I'm going to start at a very comfortable speed, and then we'll speed up after the first one. All right? Thank you.
I feel the need for speed.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4.
so pretty. That's so pretty.
Now look, he's ended up half off the screen again. He's the hardest person to keep in a shot. I tell you what, his chair travels right off camera.
Yeah, but he's rocking. You just can't stand there and be motionless. You got to rock.
You know what my favorite thing about sitting here playing music is? You'd never guess. You would never guess. Pick yours up. We needed footrests, so he just got 2 blocks of wood.
Okay.
2 blocks of wood, and those are our footrests.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because I mean, I guess that helps keep you the blocks keep you stable, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And comfortable. No splinters, though.
See, that's everything. That's everything. You got to be comfortable playing. So what's going on? And what's going on in the on your channel? What do you have upcoming up besides the twerking challenge?
Oh yeah, we got to do our twerking video tonight. Don't forget.
Who's filming your twerking video?
Well, we're gonna set the camera up on this holder.
There's no way you're getting him to twerk. You know that, right?
I don't know. I have some powers.
Yeah, well, you better have an awful lot of powers. I don't think he's twerking.
I don't know. It doesn't look like he's gonna budge, does it?
Well, you know what? I do know his kryptonite though, and that is tell him you're gonna get him another cat.
No. Unless you twerk.
If he twerk, you get another cat. I told Mary Catherine loves cats. I said, for every 500 subscribers you get, you should get a new cat. So I mean that'll help your channel grow tremendously. And for some reason she didn't want to do that. I don't know why. I thought it was a brilliant suggestion myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you last time. That's one thing we got to mention too. The last time you were here, you went over 1,000. You're almost heading toward 1,200. Your channel is growing, and it's getting. I think it's getting pretty popular there, Missy.
Well, I just keep being us. That's all we can do. We're just ourselves. We're dorks, and we know it, and we embrace it, and we're musicians, and we have fun, and we're just being us.
Yeah, that's why it's obvious. Like I said, every Monday and Wednesday, it seems like you go over there and it gets more and more popular. It's like it's starting to people come on over and they bring a friend or they tell a friend, and next thing you know, it's like, I mean, when I first started going over there, it's like 8 or 10 people. Now I go over there, it's like 20, 22. And people seem to take a lot of comfort in just such a relaxed atmosphere. They can get kicked back with a cup of coffee for an hour of friends and just talk. And I think it helps a lot of people, have a better day. So, I mean, what more could you want, for doing a show like that? But I want to thank you guys for coming back and hanging out with us. The cheetah did make an appearance. He came over and said hi, so I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys got him coming up and saying hi. Yeah, I can't say anything more than that. I want to thank the chat so much. This is going to be an interesting week. If my friend Bren shows up tomorrow, it's going to be a very interesting week. And I thought about when I put this week shows together, I did so, and I'm going like, I just hope this does not blow up in my face. But tomorrow, my friend Bren will be here tomorrow, and then Joe Leone will be here with us on Thursday. He's got a brand new movie called Breakout Mountain. We'll be talking about that with a whole cast Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Then tomorrow will be Bren Pryor. He's a Hall of Fame film director. He's also done films for Roger Corman, and also a cat lover. And we'll that's right. Yes, you guys are. That's why I love coming over Monday and Wednesday to see Monkey and Pumpkin. Yeah, and Pumpkin had the zoomies last time. I want to thank the chat for coming out and supporting the show. I really do appreciate it. If you're coming in for the replay, thank you for doing that. hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and we will see you tomorrow night. You two guys stay right there for 1 second. And to the chat, I want to say thank you again, and we will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock with Brent Pryor. Peace.